So it serves as a kind of reassurance. What we are going through, the prophets and the righteous before went through. So it steadied the heart of the Prophet ﷺ and those who came after him. As Allah said in Surah Hud, verse 120, وَكُلًّا نَقُصُّ عَلَيْكَ مِنْ أَنْبَاءِ الرُّسُلِ مَا نُثَبِّتْ بِهِ فُؤَادَكَ. And all that we relate to you from the stories of the messengers, with it we make your heart firm. To give confidence to the Prophet ﷺ and his followers. Also we can find in the stories how Allah has blessed His servants, blessed the messengers, and blessed the righteous. We find, for example, in the story concerning Prophet Musa and Khidr. Prophet Musa and Khidr, where Al-Khidr caught a little boy and ripped off his head, killed him. And Prophet Musa was aghast. He said, how can you do that? How can you kill this young child, an innocent child? And later, Khidr explained to him that this child, his parents were righteous parents. And Allah did not want that child who would grow up and test them in their faith, cause them to lose their faith or destroy their faith. So to save them from the trials of that child, Allah commanded Al-Khidr to take that child's life. So in that is telling righteous parents, if they lose a child, for example, parents may be very good people, etc., and they have a child that dies one way or another, and it seems like such a painful and a hurtful thing. But the point is that Allah, if parents are righteous, Allah will protect their offspring. Because when that child was taken, another child was given to them. One who would please them in their old age and who would pray for them after they passed away. And also the story in that same sequence of events of the wall that was about to fall down, which would reveal a treasure belonging to orphans whose parents were righteous. Again, we see Allah looking after the righteous. These are the messages in these stories. That those who commit themselves to submitting to the way of Allah, submitting to Allah, to living in accordance with Islam, Allah will help them. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu in tansurullaha yansurkum wa yuthabbit aqdamakum. When you believe, if you aid the cause of Allah, He will help you and plant your feet firmly. And also in the stories, we find Allah demonstrating that He's able to do all things. What we know of the cause and the effect system of this world, with Allah, He can stop it at any time and create what we call miracles. Things which go beyond our comprehension. We cannot explain how this happened. Allah can do it. God can do it. He's done it in the past, and He can do it in the future. For those who strive for righteousness, Allah's help is there. A ninth point is that the stories show us also how to deal with a variety of societal ills and problems, what to do. Whether it's talking about the evil business practices, for example, the people of Shu'aib, or sexual deviance in the time of the people of Lot, Allah tells us what to do. When corruption reaches a certain point in the society where nobody can hear that message anymore, it is time for hijrah, leave. If you cannot change that society, for you to remain within it is to bring about your own destruction. Because when Allah's destruction comes, it doesn't focus only on the evil, but all those who are present will suffer. And what we can find also in the stories, a 10th major point, is that when we read about them, they develop love in our hearts for the prophets of God and the righteous of the past. When we hear those stories, the struggles and the efforts that they made, it develops in us, if we reflect sincerely on the Qur'an, a love for the prophets. Love for Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and love for the prophets who came before, and the righteous who struggled and strove. If we take as a particular example the story of Prophet Musa, and we see in the beginning of his life, from his birth, how he could have been destroyed, could have been killed by the ruler of Egypt, who was seeking to wipe out all of the male children. Yet Allah preserved him in a way which was again unusual. His mother was told to put him in a container and put it in the river. You know, that's like throwing your child to death, to instant death. But that child was brought back, saved, not only saved and brought back, but brought back to the mother. These are all signs to us that when Allah wills to preserve and to protect something, nothing can stop Him. We find in it Pharaoh, who was so powerful in his time, he represented like the superpowers of today with the massive armies, etc. Allah destroyed those armies in the sea. As powerful as they were, and as weak as Prophet Musa and his people were, but because of the fact that they upheld the oneness of Allah, Allah protected them and destroyed the people who sought to destroy them. And when we look within that same story of Prophet Musa at his marriage and how his marriage took place, how in him being righteous, being helpful, Allah provided for him a righteous family. This also represents messages for us, those of us who are unmarried, you know, who wonder where we can find a righteous husband or a righteous wife from. When we look around in the society around us, well, it is about being righteous and being good. If we continue to be righteous and good, Allah will provide for us a righteous mate.